Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're going to completely change the way you look at a simple handful of change. We are taking everyday pocket change and treating it exactly like what it is, an exhilarating, high-stakes treasure hunt. Using meticulously compiled data from the 2026 Wealth Guide and the Lincoln Cent Treasure Map, we're going to show you how to turn base metals into modern-day alchemy.
Now, if you think pennies are just, a nuisance rattling around in your car's cup holder, prepare to have that idea absolutely shattered. Over $2 million, yeah, you heard me right, that is the jaw-dropping ceiling value of a single authenticated 1943 bronze cent. One tiny penny, accidentally struck on the wrong piece of metal during World War II, can quite literally hold the wealth of a luxury estate.
Okay, let's dive right into our treasure map for today. We'll start with the pocket change treasure map, then cover the tools for the hunt. After that, we break it down by tiers. Tier 1 is the mega finds, Tier 2 covers the heavyweight finds, and finally, Tier 3 gets into the everyday circulation finds.
So, jumping right into Part 1, the pocket change, treasure map, and the delta concept.
Which brings us right to Part 2, tools for the hunt and essential diagnostics.
You see, there's a massive gap, a delta, between a coin's literal 1 cent face value and its actual authenticated collector value. But to spot that difference, you absolutely cannot rely on just the naked eye. We're hunting for microscopic structural mistakes that create artificial scarcity. So you need two things, a jeweler's loupe and a highly accurate digital scale. Seriously, pause this explainer right now if you need to, go order a digital scale that measures down to the hundredth of a gram, and memorize these numbers. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from copper to zinc. A copper cent weighs exactly 3.11 grams. A zinc cent weighs 2.50 grams. That tiny 0.61 gram difference, that is the literal weight of wealth.
All right, moving into Part 3, Tier 1 megafonds. These are your absolute stop-everything discoveries.
These are basically legendary museum pieces. If you even suspect you have one of these, you literally stop everything you're doing. It requires immediate professional authentication. Take the 2001 D Mule error, for example. It is this mind-bending modern mix-up where the mint accidentally took a 2001 D Lincoln penny front and paired it with a Roosevelt dime reverse. So you get Lincoln on the front and the dimes torch, oak, and olive branch on the back. It shouldn't exist, but it does. And because it does, confirmed authentic examples have fetched incredible prices, anywhere from $60,000 to well over $114,000.
Now, another absolutely crucial concept here is the double die obverse, or DDO. And let's be clear, this isn't just some blurry smudge on the coin. We're talking about a sharp, dramatic, unmistakable double striking of the coin's lettering, like on the word Liberty or In God We Trust, and the date. The legendary money finders here are the 1955, which can fetch anywhere from $1,500 to $150,000, and the 1969S. Find a 1969S DDO, and you're holding a coin that commands $35,000 to $150,000. So you're definitely going to want to memorize this Tier 1 checklist. Back in 1943, pennies were supposed to be made of steel to save copper for the war effort, right? But a few were accidentally struck on leftover bronze planchets. Then in 1944, they went back to copper, but a few were struck on leftover steel. How do you sniff these out? It's so simple. Use a standard magnet. A true 1943 bronze error, the one worth up to $2 million, will not stick to a magnet. But a 1944 steel error, worth up to $400,000, will stick. Add to that the famous first-year key date, the 1909 SVDB, which can sell for over $100,000, and the rare 1970 S small date, where the 7 is aligned a bit high, which can fetch up to $15,000.
That brings us to Part 4, Tier 2 heavyweights. This is real, actionable wealth.
While those Tier 1 coins are practically museum pieces, these Tier 2 major errors are things eagle-eyed roll hunters can still realistically pull from everyday circulation right now. Take a really close look at Lincoln's earlobe on a 1988 specimen. This is cataloged as the 1988 doubled ear. The die was doubled specifically on his profile, so it actually looks like he has two distinct earlobes. What's staggering about this is that a specific MS63 red-brown specimen recently broke auction records, pulling in an astonishing $64,000.
And this brilliantly illustrates the microscopic level of detail we're talking about here. Consider the 1992 and 1992D pennies. The mint accidentally used a proof reverse die for regular circulation coins. On a standard 1992 penny, the A and M in the word America on the back have a distinct, visible gap. But on the error version, the close AM, they are completely touching. A literal microscopic lack of space can be worth $300 to $3,000 for the Philadelphia strikes without a mint mark, and up to 10,000 or more for the Denver ones.
Okay, remember that digital scale we talked about earlier? Well, here is exactly where it pays for itself. Like we said, in 1982, they switched to zinc. But some small date dies accidentally struck older copper planchets. And in 1983, all pens were supposed to be zinc. So if you find a 1982D, small date, or literally any 1983 penny, and it registers on your scale as exactly 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.50, congratulations, you've just found a copper anomaly worth thousands of dollars.
Finally, let's look at Part 5, Tier 3 Circulation Fines. Think of this as your new weekend side hustle.
Let's bring it all completely down to earth now. These are fantastic, highly accessible finds that you can literally start hunting for the minute this explainer ends. This is actually a fun twist. It's the exact opposite of the 1992 era we just talked about. For the years 1998, 1999, and 2000, standard pennies were actually supposed to have the letters touching. So here, we want the error to show a wide, noticeable space between the A and the M in America. Find a 1999 wide AM, and you're looking at a $100 to $1,000 coin that was just sitting in your pocket. The 98 and 2000 versions are still great too, bringing in $20 to $400.
And listen, you don't just need dusty old coins from the 1940s to strike it rich. Modern circulation is packed with targets. You have the 1984 doubled ear, which can be worth up to $800. And the highly collectible 1995 double die obverse going for $30 to $300. And, if you're really paying attention, keep an eye out for the 1972 double die obverse. Technically, this one belongs up in our heavyweight tier, because it features highly prominent doubling and can net you upwards of $10,000. These structural flaws are trading hands every single day.
So how do we actually operationalize all this data? Well, we've summarized the source's precise protocol into a really handy, fast inspection routine. This gives you a concrete, systematic way to tackle your own jar of change. Step 1, always check the date and the mint mark first. Step 2, drop it on the scale. This is absolutely crucial for your 1982s and 1983s. Step 3, flip it over and inspect the word America on the back for that close or wide spacing. And Step 4, check Lincoln's ear and the front text for any sharp doubling.
We've covered everything from those million-dollar bronze anomalies to the heavy-hitting copper transitions, all the way down to modern circulating errors. It completely reframes what currency actually is, doesn't it? Every transaction you make at a cash register is a new chance to pull a piece of actionable wealth right out of the wild. So I guess the only question left to ask is, what exactly is hiding in your couch cushions right now? Might you unknowingly be sitting on an undiscovered fortune that just looks like a dirty penny? Get your magnifying glass, grab your scale, and go find out.